Hello, children. In this class, we are going to deal with chapter 2, that is kingdom classification. As you can see, kingdom classification 1. Okay, it means classification. What do you understand? Means differentiation. When something is categorized on the basis of certain similarities or dissimilarities. Okay, it means grouping, division. Okay, so classification and needs. So why the classification is needed? Okay, for example, all of you know there are two basic kingdoms, that is plant kingdom and animal kingdom. So all of you well known that in a plant kingdoms all the plants are being grouped in one kingdom, and in animal kingdoms all the animals including the human beings are we belong to the animal kingdom. So it's very important. So when I say plant kingdom, so the picture is very very clear in your mind that I'm talking about plants, all the plants. When I say animal kingdom, so it's the first thing that is coming to your mind is I'm talking about the whole animals, okay, including human beings. So it is very important. Okay, why it's important? Because it make the study, if I say you have to study only plant kingdom, so that means you need to study only plant kingdom. Okay, so on the basis of this similarities, it has been grouped into plant kingdoms and animal kingdoms. So it's very common that if we just categorize ki these very things are common in the plant kingdoms, all the members of this plant kingdom, they must be having this features. So it's very clear, the study become very easy. Okay, that's why we do the classification to make the study easy, convenient. Okay, so now taxonomy. So taxonomy is a science on the basis of which the something is identified, then the name is given, and then the classification is done. Okay, so what is happening actually? For example, if we take any example, let us take the example of sparrow. Okay, that gorilla, the small sparrow. So it is known in even in India also, in different state, that sparrow is named by, is being called by different names. Okay, and across the world the name varies a lot. So the scientist will have the very problems. So if the research work is going on, okay, and if I'm speaking that very name, I'm taking the regional name, then it will be problematic for other scientists. Okay, they won't be understanding that research work is being done on which animal. So for the convenience, the scientific name is given, and all over the world that name is common. For example, if I'm saying Panthera leo, so I'm talking about lion, and any scientist, any person, any student sitting in any corner of the world will be very very clear that I'm talking about lion. So in order to avoid confusion, this nomenclature has to be taken, this taxonomy has to be done. Okay, here the names of the animals are given over there, and you are supposed to find out their names in different languages. So this tax why this what are the advantages of classification? So classification is very beneficial to us because it help us in making our study of the different organism very easy. Okay, it's make the picture very clear. Okay, and it also describe the interrelation between the different organisms. Okay, and we can for the biological study it's very easy. Now here you can see this biological classification system. One of the lowest classification, ye is species, then above it's genus, then family, order, class, phylum, division, or kingdom. So here as we come down, the similarity will increase, and as we move on, the similarity with decrease. Okay, so the related species will have more similarities, then the genus and the species will have the more similarities, and as we are moving up, the similarity will decrease. Okay, now for this naming thing, in order to avoid the confusion, if certain organism is named, okay, for example, Panthera tigris. That means I'm talking about what? Tigers. If I say Homo sapiens, that means I'm talking about human beings. So, for this scientific name is being guided by a set of rules, and it is guided by International Code of Biological Nomenclature, and the two names consist of a species name and the genus name. Okay, so whatever the species name, for example, Rana tigrina. So here the genus name is Rana and species name is Tigrina. And the genus name first letter will be always capital, and the starting letter of the species name will be always small, and it means frog. All over the world, the frog is being named as Rana tigrina. Okay, if any research work is being done in any of the country, in any of the languages, but the scientists won't have the confusion that they will be from the scientific name. There it's very clear that on which species, on which genus the work has been done. Okay, now there was one person who developed this system. It's known as the binomial nomenclature. As you can say, it consists of two names, na, genus and species name. That's why this is termed as the binomial nomenclature, and it was founded by Linnaeus. Okay, and he has written his book called in his Species Plantarum, and he is known as the father of taxonomy. Okay, and as you can see here, na, here the species is one of the lowest category and the kingdom is the highest category, and as we move up, the similarities goes on decreasing. So in species, what is happening, it is a basic unit. Okay, here the individual group of individual, they which are morphologically similar. Okay, they have a lots of similarities that has been grouped here. If two three genus are have so many things in common, they will be grouped under a certain genus. When the genus they have mm, two three four different genus, they are having similarities, so they will be grouped under a family. When families are having the things in common, then they will be grouped into one common order. When a different orders are having some similarities, they will be grouped under class. And this class, now this phylum or this division, it will includes all the organism that belong to different classes. Okay, and finally the kingdom, it will includes all the organisms that have distinguishing characters. For example, I just told you in the very beginning, the plant kingdom, animal kingdom. Okay, so children, in this for the homework for today is that you have to learn this division classification, biological classification system. You have to learn. Okay, and you have to just write two line definitions of species, class, genus, family, order, phylum, kingdom. Okay, that will be your homework for today. Thank you, children.